Mr. Ambassador, добро пожаловать.
Добро пожаловать. Спасибо. Ahlan
I'm very glad to have you today, and I have a lot of questions really to ask you today as well, so thank you for giving us the opportunity. You met with President Barzani yesterday, and just before you came here, you met with Prime Minister Masroor Barzani. I'm curious, what did you discuss?
Well, as usually, we had very fruitful consultations on situation in Iraq, in Kurdistan region, in the Middle East region, and all over the world in general. So there was nothing specific. We were just exchanging points of view, and it was very important for me to hear from them what they think about all these issues. And of course, responding to their questions, I said how Russia sees this and what we expect to happen.
So let's get to how Russia sees things, yeah?
Yeah, welcome.
Before I move on to that, actually, I wanted to ask you about the volume of Russian investment, just to see how big of an investor Russia is in Iraq and the Kurdistan region.
Well, I'm happy to say that it's more than 20 billion, according to our estimations, more than $20 billion. Mostly this is in oil and gas industry.
I will get to oil and gas, but before I get to oil and gas, I'm curious about one thing. Earlier this year, Mr. Mikhail Bogdanov, he was in Kurdistan region. He invited Prime Minister Barzani to Moscow. And at the same time, this month, there was supposed to be a meeting between President Putin and Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani of Iraq, but that was delayed until further notice. When should we expect both the Kurdish and the Iraqi leader to be in Moscow? Is there any clear idea?
Well, this is the question I want to ask you and all our Iraqi and Kurdish friends in general. But it's important to mention that the atmosphere of our relations, the friendly atmosphere of our relations, gives me courage to say that though these visits are very important, they are not crucial. And both with Erbil and with Baghdad, we are having very close, fruitful, active dialogue, which is going on different levels and in different spheres. So in this respect, these high-level visits, they are important, and they would be very good in terms of further developing our relations. But if this visit is delayed, well, it doesn't mean that we're going to fail on next phase. So today I renewed to Prime Minister Masroor Barzani invitation to visit Russia. So he is expected to visit Russia as a friend anytime when he considered it convenient for him. Well, these delays up to now were because of his busy work schedule. The same is with Prime Minister Sudani. He was supposed to come to Moscow as chairman of Arab League summit.
Yes.
Since this summit was delayed, the visit is delayed as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe I would say after Iraqi elections, maybe we'll return to this issue. I mean that as ambassador. It is very good if Sudani comes to Moscow, no matter in which framework, as chairman of head of Arab Summit, or just as Prime Minister of Iraq. It's very important for him to visit, important for him to meet with Putin. And that would give us a good impulse for further work. But if he doesn't come, this doesn't mean that we are not working. We'll continue our work. Our relations are very active. Dialogue with this government is very fruitful. You mentioned investments.
Of course.
These investments will grow, and main Russian companies who are dealing with this, who have already made these investments, they are planning to make it more.
Yeah.
So thanks God, our relations do not depend on visits, as visits. But on the opposite, visits, they contribute to the elections,
To the relations.
relations.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll ask you a few questions that mainly Kurdish audiences would want to know the answers to. And I'm sure a lot of people have already asked you this. How's the visa process for Iraqis who want to visit Moscow or Russia in general? Are you going to make it easier? Because I hear it's not a very easy process.
Unfortunately, it's not easy, and I would say I'm not happy about this process.
Then how can it be fixed?
Well, not everything is in ambassador's hands. So I hope that this problem would be solved this or that way, because, well, it's not normal that we have such friendly relationship with Iraqi people, and for Iraqis it is complicated to get visa to visit Russia.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure that we need more Iraqis to visit Russia. Well, Russia in general is a very good place for visits for foreigners. It is safe, prosperous, so it's a very good place for tourists and for businessmen. Problem comes from bureaucratic security measures, which were imposed many years ago, and they were good and needed when they were imposed.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we are not effective enough to change them, but we are working on it.
Sounds good. That's at least some hope that you're working on.
I would tell you, you as Iraqis might understand what the security mentality is.
100%.
And it's not only you in the world who has problems with the security mentality, so we have them as well.
Yeah.
This is not against Iraqis as Iraqis. This is not against Arabs as Arabs or Africans as Africans. These measures were imposed in terms of facing security challenges coming from certain areas. And again, we know very well that these security challenges were security challenges, first of all, for local people, and they suffered from them. I mean, if we speak about the terrorist threat, it was Iraqis who paid the biggest price for that. And all others came as number 2, number 3, number 4. So again, I repeat, these measures are not against Iraqis. Iraqis are our friends, and I, as ambassador, support Iraqi tourism, medical tourism, business tourism, cultural tourism to Russia, exchange of visits. So hopefully we'll get to some solution, but I'm afraid not soon.
So this brings me to another thing, and
I would explain why not soon. Now we are facing to some extent the rise of terrorist attacks on Russia, and they are mostly fueled by Ukrainians and their allies. This is the reality. Up to now, alhamdulillah, they failed to make anything worth mentioning, except Crocus City bloody event. But this affects, unfortunately, everybody. And I hope that anyway we'll find solution. I'm just trying to explain to the audience what's the reality.
Of course. I'll get to the next few questions a bit quickly because I'm being told we're a bit short on time, and the time you have is very precious as well.
Already?
We
just started.
We just started.
Okay, keep going.
When it comes to education, now I know that, and especially for a Kurdish audience, Russians and Kurds have long been allies, and this goes all the way back to the time where Moscow served as refuge for General Mullah Mustafa Barzani, and all the way up to now. I mean, I have friends who have studied in Russia as well. How are scholarships, how are education opportunities for Kurds and Iraqis in Russia? Is that possible at the moment? Do you provide scholarships?
First of all, this is one of priority spheres of our cooperation. And I'm happy to say that because as ambassador I would tell you, we sometimes overestimate economic cooperation, business cooperation. They are all temporarily. Economic interests change quickly. Business interests change quickly.
Of course.
But if you manage to establish cultural cooperation, cooperation in the educational sphere, it lasts for decades at least, if not for centuries. So in this respect, I'm proud to say that in this sphere we have very good history of relations and very good prospects for the future.
Amazing.
If we speak about Iraq, there is a certain, Iraq has its quota,
Of course.
360 places in Russian government universities which are given to Iraqis for free annually. So this every year.
All right.
Taking into consideration specifics of Iraqi society and Iraqi governing system, we say that out of these 330, 70 are precisely for Kurdistan.
I see.
And we have understanding with Baghdad since very long ago that it's normal. So it is 330 for Iraq, and we do not divide Iraq into any parts. But it is understanding that 70 is for Kurdistan.
Sounds good. So let me get to oil and gas.
Plus we have students who study, who pay themselves for their study.
Yes.
And there are thousands of them.
I see. I see. Let me get to oil and gas. You know, Gazprom, Rosneft, Lukoil, these are all major Russian companies that are investing in Iraqi oil and gas industry. Now, just last week, Washington imposed sanctions on namely Rosneft and Lukoil. Is that going to affect Russian investment in Iraqi and Kurdish oil and gas, of course?
Of course, this would affect. I don't know to which extent, but I'm sure that no. When I say it would affect, I would say it would complicate some routine work. But investment, no, investment will continue.
So have you been in touch with Iraqi and Kurdish officials ever since those sanctions were imposed? Is it going to affect operation? Is there a threat that, for example, Kurdistan region's oil exports would be halted again? Because again, Russian companies like Rosneft and Lukoil are some of the largest investors.
Russia is number one in the world in terms of number of sanctions imposed on it.
Yeah.
We have got used to sanctions. I can hardly imagine my life without sanctions. Well, because we are living in this under these conditions since 2014. So you know that there was a sanction war imposed on Syria or on Iran by Western states, but against Russia it's even bigger. So these new sanctions, they do not affect much. I would say they don't affect anything, except they make managers' work a bit more complicated.
I see.
And in this respect, I'm absolutely sure this would not affect the amount of coming Russian investment, not to speak about the investment which is already in Iraq. It will remain, so then it will be increased. I would say just for managers of these companies, they would need more efforts to deal with the sanctions, because economic life under sanctions is struggling against these sanctions or avoiding them. So that's what's going to happen.
I see. I'll get to another point, and you recently highlighted this as well. The war with Ukraine has been going on for over 3 years now, and recently I've been reading reports that Iraqis have went all the way from Iraq to Russia and have fought on the Russian side. And a news outlet, an Iraqi news outlet, quoted you specifically as saying thousands of Iraqis are ready to go to the front lines and fight for Russia if they are allowed to.
Yeah.
Could you tell me more about this?
No, that's it. I don't have much information about this issue because we don't.
Do you know how many Iraqis have been to Russia and fought on the front lines?
Even this I don't know, because the amount of foreigners who participate in this war on Russian side is very small.
I see.
We don't have even figures about that.
For example, for an Iraqi going to Russia and fight on Russia's side, what's the incentive? What do they get?
I think those who really went there, and we know individuals who
Yeah.
participated in this war or is participating now. But these are individuals. I have no idea about dozens, hundreds, not to speak about thousands.
I see.
As I told in my previous interview in Baghdad, I have friends and relatives who are fighting in the front line. And I receive a lot of information from them about what's happening. I never heard anything about any foreigners whom they saw. I have, as I said, friends, relatives, friends of my friends, relatives of my friends in different parts of the front line, very different parts. They know each other very well, but they know nothing about foreigners. We don't have foreign units. We don't have even groups of foreigners. So we are speaking about individuals, and each one has his story, how he got there.
I see.
As for Iraqis, I am absolutely sure if we had the network to smuggle them to the front line, thousands of them would have gone, and then there would have been losses, a lot of losses. And you would have known these figures. But you don't know this, and I don't know this, because this is not something to speak about. Anyway, I'm happy to say that this is the reality, and let all sons of Iraq stay in their watan and be safe.
Is there any security relations between Russia and Iraq at the moment in terms of security, in terms of military? Any cooperation, any help you are giving Iraq as a country?
Sure, we have, and this is normal part of any good, healthy relations between countries. We have strong developed, as we say, military technical cooperation, and in the security field as well. There is a lot we can do together and what we want to do together. Finally, security of Russia and Iraq, national security, they have much in common. I would remind you that when there were bad events in south of Russia, the Chechen War,
Yes.
there were hundreds, if not to speak thousands, of militants who came there to fight against Russian army, and many of them were from the Middle East. Then when this crisis, war with Daesh happened, and there was Daesh and other terrorist groups in the Middle East, thousands of Russians, people from Russia, came to the Middle East and caused much mess and participated in many crimes against humanity and local population. So this shows us that our security is interconnected. And if we want to live in secure world, we need to be cooperative with each other. Finally, there is nothing in Iraqi security and stability which is not in Russian interest.
I see.
And the opposite is the same.
Now, the reason I ask this is since there is already an infrastructure of security partnership between Russia and Iraq. You know, since the events of October 7th and then the Iran-Israel war, there has always been some threats that Iraq is going to get attacked, whether this is from Israel or whoever else it's from. And these attacks would primarily, essentially, if they happen, target pro-Iran armed groups. Has Iraq ever reached out to Moscow to see if they could provide them with essentially air defense systems?
This is a big issue for Iraq.
Of course.
Iraq needs air defense systems, and it's not our fault that he doesn't have them. So this question should be better addressed not to me as foreign ambassador, but to Iraqi officials who are responsible for this issue. I would say in general that Iraq wants to get this kind of stuff from Moscow. Moscow is ready to give.
And
So
that's my question.
it's
Should
not
Iraq
problem.
ask, would you be open to give it to them?
It's not the problem that Iraq is not asking. It's not the problem that Moscow is not giving. The problem is that for certain reasons, probably Iraq cannot get all what it wants
I see.
from Russia, precisely.
I see.
And we understand why. So hopefully the situation in Iraq and Iraqi positions in general are going to improve, and they are always constantly improving in general, with all these crises happening from time to time. But in general, Iraq is improving. So compare Iraq of 2003, 2005 to present day Iraq. It's huge difference. So I'm optimistic that time goes and chances, possibilities for this cooperation would improve. Again, I tell you, we can give Iraq anything it needs and it wants, because if we take a cooperation in the field of military equipment, arms,
Yes.
we have no agendas.
I see.
Others, like United States, Europeans, when they give Iraq anything, they have agendas.
I
They
see.
say, we can give you this, but we can't give you that. Or we give you this in case you guarantee that you don't use it there or over there.
I see.
If we give something to our friends, we guarantee that they are free in using this.
Sounds good. So I'm being told we have around 2 minutes left. So I'll move on to Syria real
You mean
quick.
I speak too much?
No, sorry.
I will
I
not.
mean, these guys just want to limit my time. I wish I could speak to you for hours. So I'll move to Syria real quick. Earlier this month, President Putin met with Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, and this was the first meeting of such kind. A lot was discussed. How do you see Syria and Russia, new Syria and Russia's partnership, and especially since you are a huge investor in energy in Syria as well, you are part of the infrastructure. How's the relation going?
Really, that visit was very important. The leaders discussed a lot of vital things, reached certain agreements. Here the main question is that we already have relations with Syria in many fields.
Yes.
Then we had sudden change of government, absolutely unexpected for everybody, including the guys who came to the new government. So in this respect, we don't need to build new relations. We need just to preserve what we already have,
I see.
or to restart what we had. And this is the main
Both sides are
atmosphere.
open to this.
It's important that Damascus, the new government in Damascus, they came to the idea that they need the restart of relations with Russia, the way that would be good for both countries. And that's why they came to us. For this visit was very important for Russia. And it again proves that, governments can change, but if relations are built on friendship between two peoples, then these relations continue.
So real quick, Russia still has military presence in Latakia, Tartus, and a few other portal areas.
No, Latakia and Tartus.
That's it? Is it going to remain?
Yes. I'm
Mr.
telling you about that. The visit was successful, and Syrians want to have good, fruitful, constructive relations with Russia. It couldn't be so if there was problem with these bases.
Mr. Elbrus Kutrashev, Russian ambassador to Iraq. Spasiba.
Спасибо.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.